Hey everybody, this is Jake. I'm stepping in for Rick while he's out hanging out with his buddies and walking around doing who knows what he's up to at Origins. So we're going to be, the three of us are going to be standing in for him and Dave. I'm Jake Krajewski from Alpha Mega Hobby. With me is Jason Acevedo from Vallejo. Yeah, I went right over you, Blair.
I saw that.
And then Blair Mackey from Gale Force 9 and Battlefront.
Yep.
So we're going to be painting the Fury box here, which is a new two-player starter for Flames of War.
Yep.
And Blair's going to go a little more in-depth in terms of what's in the box. So walk us through it, Blair. What do you got?
Very good. All right, so the Fury set was just released not that long ago, so it's fairly new. It's a starter product, so if you haven't played Flames of War before, this is a great way to get into it. It retails for $35. It actually comes with 5 tanks, so you actually put the tanks together, and then actually a bunch of card stock. You can actually have some scenery, and it actually comes with a rule book also, so you can actually, it's right here, you can learn the rules also. So,
and your data cards?
Data cards, yes. These are important because this tells you everything you need to know about the tank right here. But again, it's a starter product, so therefore within about 5 minutes of putting the tanks together, you're actually playing the game, rolling some dice, having some fun. So we just released the 4th edition of Flames of War, of Late War. So this is kind of tied into that with the 75th anniversary of D-Day.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are fans of the movie Fury, it's a little different than what you're expecting. It's not 3 knocked out Shermans and a Sherman that somehow defeats a Tiger. It's actually 2 different Shermans, 2 different marks of Shermans, a M10 Tank Hunter,
yep,
a Stug or Stug Life, and a Tiger.
Depends on how German you are when you say that.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep.
So it looks like Jason's going to be painting the M10, which is the little Tank Hunter guy with the open top. Yeah. So you can it's a convertible. You can drive with the top down while you're invading the fatherland.
It's very powerful in the game, but it's open top. So
nice.
I hope the other person doesn't have any airplanes. So
I mean, put on your SPF and relax.
Yeah.
And then you're painting the 76 mil.
Yep, I'm doing a 76 Tiger, our Sherman.
M4 Sherman mod, and then I have the Stug with the standoff armor plates. Sorry, Stug Life.
Yep. Assault gun, so it only shoots forward, but they're really powerful.
Well, the whole tank is essentially a turret, right? I mean, you just reverse the tracks.
It's basically like a piece of artillery on treads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jason's the pro. I'm going to let him kind of like, what should we do? What should I do first? How do I do this? What are these things?
That's called a brush.
Okay, cool.
The bristly end is what you use.
All right, the bristly
paint.
end.
We're going to lay down a base coat. We probably want kind of a medium base coat. I usually use a wash. I think we got some washes out here. We got some Agrix Earthshade. What else we got? Or you start with a darker color and then we dry brush over it.
Or we don't do that since we don't have washes.
Or we do whatever you want.
I'm going to opt for the darker color.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Crusted Sore. That's probably good.
I think I'm going to start with Cultist Robe maybe.
Let me see that one.
I don't know. It's kind of green. Oh, needs to be shaken up.
Is there a green
this
wash?
One instead.
No?
I didn't see one.
Sorry. Bear with us, folks. We're doing this live. I don't even know what we have for colors here.
That's a decent green right there.
Although, actually,
I'm going to use this.
Jace, you want to
what do I
sling me that Agrax?
Agrax?
Yeah.
Do it.
Thanks, man.
Are you just going to use the Agrax?
Well, just, spot wash, and then I'm going to paint some camo.
I like it. I just need a base
I'm doing
brush
what
somewhere.
what do the Germans call their camo? The 3 color they do, the brown, the tan, the green. Is it just like European?
Oh,
deciduous forest.
Deciduous forest. I like the way you say deciduous.
Deciduous. Deciduous.
It's great.
Can I hear it in a sentence?
Now, keep in mind too that the turret is removable.
So I was going to do that.
Might
Good
be
call. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it is cool. Right.
Oh, sorry, man.
I don't have a.
You're stuck.
Yep, that's cool.
You're stuck with the Stug.
It's all good. It's all good. So, should we give you tips and tricks as we go here? So,
the trick is to put the paint onto the model.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's good. A lot of times, if you use the right kind of brush with a longer barrel, you can carry more of a paint load to prevent yourself from just going back and forth to the pot all the time, which can be, exhausting. I mean, it's way over there, and I'm over here painting my model. So,
I always wonder why it took me so long to paint on my models because I always paint it with a really, really small brush.
Yeah. Which you can do. I mean, then you can focus on like fine detail and stuff like that. It's just
Grab me the gray green over there. The
gray
only
green?
Vallejo bottle you have on the whole table.
This one?
How'd that happen?
Out of here.
Again, these aren't my paints.
I think we should blame Rick.
Yeah.
Likely story.
All of this is Rick's fault. If
That's
anyone is
actually
not sure.
quite dark.
And feel free to. Can people message us and stuff? All right, yeah. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to message us. You can
Absolutely.
ask questions about the box. I mean, Blair is the master when in terms of the game.
Master.
And Jason is the supreme genius when it comes to painting. So if you guys have any questions, I'm just here feeling space, really.
You're the eye candy.
Yeah. Seriously, I'm gonna sit over here and put out the vibe.
You're the mouth.
Yeah, you guys let me know.
Very good.
My wife is probably watching this at her desk at work, being like, "What is happening? Like, why did someone put him online? He's free on the interwebs. He's escaped the meatverse."
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm going to have to put this
on. Right
on
now, she's like, packing up the things and getting the dog ready to travel.
It's going on pretty streaky.
I might have to get one of these. I like this.
So, are you getting solid coverage on it?
I'm still getting a little bit of streak myself, but I think it's the black, so I'll just do a second coat.
Yeah.
Again, if you guys need more colors, I've got... Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Hemp rope. That's a good...
I might do that for my dry brush,
little
actually.
mummy
I was going to
robes.
say, I've had really good luck with my green tanks, actually doing a dark color, slightly lighter, and then I'll go right for like a kind of dust, kind of like tan.
Cheers, here you go.
Yep.
For the dry brush.
Thank you.
And you got to be really careful, and we'll get to that, I guess, a little bit later, but you got to be really careful about how thick you put it on, but it turns out really good.
Right.
Really contrasts well.
Okay.
So how many models have you painted at this show, at Origins
so far?
Yeah.
Let me think. I have done 2 a day.
That's not too bad.
And today's day 3. 6?
4. Oh, 3 for you, yes.
Yeah, as of Thursday, right? So
Yes.
so that's 6 models.
Wait, are you using
So
Canadian math again?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
We should-
Yeah. Metrics.
All right, here,
system.
I got some
There's
more
a metric
Vallejo.
system.
I got some more Vallejo for you here, so you can
Put
these over
red
here.
and
Branding.
Thank blue.
I don't want
The
to
like
get yelled
worst
at.
army colors.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's all I
You
got.
blue tanks.
Yeah, 6 models so far.
That's not too bad.
We have Adam Loper over there from Tabletop Minions filling in for the middle section, so I can actually get
You were
some
painting
other
with
stuff
Adam
done.
earlier, right?
Uncle
Adam?
I was painting with Uncle. Yeah, well, he's actually hosting right now.
Nice.
Painting with all kinds of folks, all kinds of notables. Rick and I are painting today at 4.
Very good.
Green Dragon, actually.
So we're
Should be
focusing right now on the tank body.
Yep. I'm already on the turret.
What are your feelings on the tracks? Because they are already black. So what were you thinking about that, Jason?
I mean, I would probably just dry brush them.
Yeah.
With some gray, I think. Although on the box art, it seemed like it was all kind of green.
Yeah,
except for the track itself.
Let's go back to the box.
So all of the. I mean, they're airbrushing.
Yeah, if you'll notice, like
right?
the Germans actually have a bit of a metallic kind of color to the tracks.
Yeah.
So I would actually do those black, maybe with a brown wash over top of it, and then the metallic over top of that. But you're right, actually they are green, so I'm going to try to stay true to form.
Yeah. And I might dry brush some dust around the bottom.
Very good.
In the end, just to give it some coolness.
So a lot of times when I paint, I do lots of like tricks to save myself time.
Like magic tricks?
I mean, sure.
Like Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, I use
Like
a trapeze and I paint upside down.
Trapeze acrobatic tricks?
Well, so what I do is I paint in French, which is really hard to explain. I'm not going to do it here, but
you paint in French?
Yeah, it's different.
Interesting.
So, anyways, one of the tricks I do is I painted an entire box of Team Yankee stuff. Very similar. It's a modern take on the Flames of War system.
Yep.
Because I want to smash my modern tank toys together.
Imagine Flames of War, but with helicopters and jets.
Yeah.
That's pretty much Team Yankee.
So I painted the whole box. It basically comes with it's like 5 or 6 tanks. So what I did was you work with your lightest colors up to your darkest, which sounds wrong.
I was going to say, I've never heard anybody doing that. So
that's why
you start light and go dark.
I sprayed them. I basically sprayed the entire model brown. I base coated it brown. And then I used blue painter's tape and cut up into strips and put it all over the model and then sprayed what was left green and then put more painter's tape over it and then sprayed what was left black and then peeled off the tape, and I have a 3-color camo job. And then I went back and did turret details and treads and stuff like that. But
how do you feel about airbrushing camo?
It's fine. It depends on how big the model is because it's really hard to control your brushstrokes and get a varied look, which is what you want for camo. You don't want to recognize a pattern. But yeah, I think it works. I mean, my whole routine is anything that saves you time and is going to get you through it and get the desired results. I'm down. I don't think there's a wrong way to paint really.
Nope.
So
I think it comes down to whatever you're happy with when the job's done. So.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So Blair, Gale Force 9, what do you guys have coming out?
Well,
Good question, Jason.
that's a great question. Well, as I said, we just finished up with Battlefront as far as launching the Light War box sets.
Yep.
So that's going to be over the next year, 2 years, just different armies, different army books, updated models,
Cool.
some new sets, and some updated ones with cards and things like that. So for Flames of War, that will take us for a bit of a while. We were previewing our board game for Dune, actually, at this show. So, yeah, it was very exciting.
The spice
So
must
fun.
flow.
The spice was more deep. So, over in our booth all weekend long, we've had jam tables filled with people trying out the new Dune game. Awesome feedback. People really like it.
Awesome.
It's neat. It's a cool project, actually. It's based off of the 1978 version of Dune that was released by Avalon Hill.
Nice.
And it was to the point where the people who worked on that game, the original writers, actually wrote this one. So it gave them a chance to kind of go back and kind of update some things in the rules. So there are some slight changes to it.
Yeah.
But, everybody who's tried the game has really, really liked it. They wanted to buy it this weekend. Of course, it's not for sale yet. So
Right.
that'll be coming soon. There'll be announcements about the actual date. But Dune's probably the next biggest thing on the horizon.
Cool.
We have a Aliens game that's still kind of in design, but there'll be an announcement fairly soon about that actually coming out.
Yeah.
That
We're
is
really
also
excited about
super
that.
dope. That looks
Yep.
great.
Yeah, the models look good. Nothing wrong with cloning Marines with pulse rifles and killing xenophobes.
So fun.
With those things running around, you can count me out.
D&D. The new module's coming out in September.
Yep.
So we got lots of cool models that will go with that.
Yep.
I guess about a month ago,
Yep.
there was the launch event out in California, so we started posting those up on our Facebook page as far as what some of the models are going to be.
Yep.
So there'll be more and more information about that, but never dull moment of Gale Force 9, always
Cool,
working hard.
man.
You
That's
also
great.
got didn't the map pack for Ghost of Saltmarsh just come out?
Yeah, the Faerun map. That's
Yeah.
actually due out in July. So it's neat. Basically it's a big vinyl map of the Sword Coast. So when you're
Nice.
playing that adventure and you're having a tough time in your head visualizing where you are.
Where's Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, where's your ship?
How do I get there?
You're in the middle of the ocean. Well, we'll have a map to actually to help
That's
DMs
cool.
to run that module a little bit. So
It's great.
Yep.
Right on.
Yep. We actually just released this weekend the screen that goes with Saltmarsh.
Yeah.
So we've been selling that, and people are excited about that. Lots of people running that module apparently. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
How about you, Jace? What's new in the world of Vallejo?
Yeah. So I'm representing Vallejo at the show. We're doing masterclass painting classes. We're doing 11 in all.
How many people can you sit over there? 'Cause
30?
I saw your setup. That's really, really nice.
Yeah, 30. And they've been packed. Every show has been packed. Every session.
People love Jason.
so
People love him. They can't get enough of him.
Oh yeah.
Were you
No,
doing
people can't-
autographs?
Yeah, no. No, but they come for the WizKids minis and the Vallejo paint, let's be honest. They're like, who's this guy? No, but we do a live show. So I'm with Realmsmith, officially. That's my company. And we do a painting show on Sundays from 5 to 7 Eastern called Nolzur's Marvelous Tutorials with Realmsmith.
Mm-hmm.
And we paint Nolzur's minis on the show.
Cool.
And and so this is kind of an extension of that. So this is like that show live from Origins, which is fun. And it's great. It's been a lot of fun.
Good.
And then Realmsmith has its own booth for the first time at a show ever this show. So we're very exciting.
Not to take like 10 steps backward, but
Yeah,
it's probably
sure.
worth mentioning the paint line, that actually is being worked on with Vallejo for World War II miniatures.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's pretty exciting. So we actually released our Colors of War. It's like a painting guide book, and it's step-by-step how to paint different nationalities and factions.
Cool.
From tanks all the way down to the infantry guys.
Right
So
on.
it's kind of neat.
I should check that out.
But that right there is it's a project that we're partnering with Vallejo on. So I think Vallejo is releasing the actual paints,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
customers and retailers will be able to pick up those World War II branded paint sets fairly soon, I would imagine.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I know Vallejo's very excited.
Yeah, the sets are always cool too because it's definitely tough. If you have so many folks that are really, really set on making sure like, oh, is this the right green and like what color with the North Africa core and all that sort of stuff. So you want to make sure that your colors are kind of on point. But check it if you're going to any sort of historical con, because those guys, like, they know. Like, they'll be like, hey, those guys are cool, but just so you know, that Prussian blue is off.
Yes.
Those pants were actually a slight cerulean, and you're like, I'm sorry, dude, that's my bad. So those sets are great for somebody who's not 100% sure but kind of knows the paint camo they want.
Yeah.
Or if you just want like a cool kit with some colors that kind of work together. So
Yeah.
Well, I've always found from when I was painting 28 mil models, now painting 15 mil models, if the painting guide said to use Firefly green, the other green ain't going to work. You got to use that Firefly green if you want to, make it look right. So
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can get away with that because you're like, I'm Blair Mackey. I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah. It's all right. I'll give you a pass on this one. But it would look better if you would have had Firefly green. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that tank's cool and all, but your green's wrong.
So, man, we're here at
No big
Origins. What's the coolest thing you think you saw while you were here? Other than my booth.
I would say you guys.
yeah.
Like, you guys are easily the coolest thing I've seen.
I see.
I might just climb into Jason's suitcase and go back to Canada. So we'll see.
Okay.
Please do.
That'd be great.
We let everybody in.
Yep.
We're
I know.
just-
I know.
You're all
You're
welcome.
a friendly group of people.
Yep.
We are a friendly group of people.
So I'm going to need to let mine dry for a minute here.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I'm
me
kind of
too.
getting to that point where I'm running out of stuff to hold on to.
Yep. That
My
looks good,
second
buddy.
coat.
Nice one. Yeah, it's
Yeah, can we swap? Because I think yours looks better than
Are you
mine.
putting like a camo?
He's putting camo in his.
a hard
I
camo.
know. Well,
Camo's easy. Again, folks, if you want to do a nice camo job, it's all about just trying to be a regular. What am I doing? I was like, where's the camera?
it's up there.
So it's got some glare. There you go. So it's all about just, keeping it nice and irregular. You don't want any straight lines or patterns you can recognize. You want to make sure that your camo is nice and kind of, randomized. No digital camo. This is World War II, right? Two?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
random camo generator?
Yeah, when you get into modern stuff, they have the digital urban camouflage looking patterns and everything like that. But
So I remember when they first showed that stuff, I was like, there is no way digital camo works like that. It's just not. That can't be right.
No.
And they showed a picture of so it's an entire squad of guys in the forest.
Mm.
Now you don't know that. It just looks like a shot of the forest. And then they all just step out of the forest and you're like, whoa, it's like a magic trick. It's insane.
Yeah.
So
when I always see people wearing camouflage walking down the street, I'm like, I can't see him.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you go out of your way to bump into that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
I
sorry,
can't
man.
see
I
him.
couldn't
I didn't even see you.
didn't see you there.
He's not even wearing urban camo.
So while I'm waiting for this to dry, I just want to take this opportunity to, remind you of something here that, Gale Force 9 also does other products. So we do some accessories for
Cool.
Dungeons & Dragons.
Right.
You play Dungeons & Dragons before, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That's a
So
good
one
set.
of the things we actually do sell, one of the things we do sell are these spell cards. So they're really cool quick reference cards. I'm sure you've been a DM.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
somebody said, hey, I'm going to cast Fear, my favorite bard spell, Fear. And you'll say, hey.
How does that work? What does that do for you?
Well, you're going to say, well, what's the cast time? And I'll be like, I don't remember. And what do? You grab the player's handbook, you thumb through it, everybody takes a quick 5-minute break while I'm looking up my cast time because I didn't have it handy. So what these cards do is they basically have all the information right there on the card.
Right, right.
This one right here is actually for the bard, which probably is the best class actually out there. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I wouldn't actually.
Really? You love bards.
We had
Nope.
this conversation
No,
last night.
for
Hang on.
those of you watching at home.
I thought
I
that
love
he
bards.
only played bards.
I love bards.
No. And Blair does not just so everyone's clear, this is not these two against me. Blair also does not like bards, whatever
I
he
love
said.
bards.
No, you don't.
Bards are amazing. Bards sing. Bards lift morale.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Get on there. Overhead, there you go.
Bard cards.
Bard cards.
I'm pretty sure Jake said bards are the worst. Probably 4 times last night.
Yeah.
So we have a whole series of cards. Everything from arcane cards for your magic users to cards for pretty much all the classes, paladins, rangers, and they're just quick reference cards. Very, very popular. If you play D&D, I highly recommend them, but it's a big product for us at Gale Force 9.
We love them.
So the spell cards
especially
are
the
great.
Bard one.
The spell cards are great, and I can say, as both a shop owner and a longtime player, I remember when we first saw them, I thought, who would want these? Because I was like, you could just look up everything in the book, and everyone has the player's handbook. It has all the spells.
Yep.
And then we started playing with some newer folks, and I got my wife a set. So my wife plays a sorceress. No, she doesn't play a bard.
Okay.
There's no bards in my campaigns. There's no bards in my world. They're all dead. I'm the DM. They're all dead.
Okay.
They were all sacrificed to the metal gods.
Not nice.
And that's why the world exists still. So,
It's not nice at all.
you spill some ale for the bards. Thanks for the sacrifice. And then you go and you play your normal character. So she played a sorceress, and we thought it'd be easy if I got her the spellbook cards. So the Arcane Pack he's talking about is huge. It's like 3 or 4 times the size.
It's the biggest one.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's everything. If you're going to be a spellcaster, it's everything you need, whether you're a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. Yeah.
So we got her that. We got her like a deck box, and I got her some dividers. So the easiest trick that I use is if you're gonna cast spells, you put all the spells in the box, and then you take out the spells that your character knows, and you put them in front of the divider.
Yep.
So then every time she takes a long rest, she pulls out those spells, picks the one that she wants, keeps them in front of her, puts the rest back in the deck box, and then as she casts them, she puts them back
in.
Which is great, because then every time you take a break, you're like, oh, what do I have left? I have these, and then you can take your spells out again. It just makes it so much simpler.
I tap mine, but yeah, that's the idea, that you have them right there in front of you. You can keep track of which ones you don't have any longer at your disposal. But yeah, I even play online, so I use Roll20. But even that, they've got the descriptions of the spells in there, but I still keep the quick reference ones in front of me because I can get to them faster.
Yeah, all my players in our live stream use your cards.
Yep.
We picked them up from you last. I don't remember what show that was, but yeah, we all use them. We love them.
Cool. Yeah. Now we did actually come out with the monster cards for DMs.
They're great.
Yep. So they're in 2 different size packages. There's the 0 to 5 and 6-16 challenge level.
So good.
And that way, like, let's say I'm going to run these guys to an adventure tonight. What I would do is I'd pull out all the monsters that are on the random encounter table. Yep. So I'd have that handy. So when they roll, like,
have them pick a card.
Yep, I just pull the card out, and I have all the stats right there. I could even have an image on the card to basically say, this is what you guys, this is what just jumped out, but I've got all the stats on the back, all the rules handy, so that way I can, keep the game going. But then we also have the magic item cards, which are kind of neat, and what they do is
so good.
They
those are awesome.
They're, again, a quick reference card, but it gives an image on the other side. It's everything that's in the DM's guide, I believe. So.
Which, again, if you're a player, they don't necessarily own a DM's guide.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how many players actually pick those up, up the cards. Absolutely. So
when we do that in my party too, is like if Jason gets like the Staff of the Magi, I just give him that card and he puts it in with his spells, and that way he knows what he's got.
Yep. Yeah, we use those too a lot.
Or the Hand of Vecna.
Or the Hand of Vecna.
Yeah, because everybody's got one of those, right?
Of course, everyone.
How many do you have?
5 in my back pocket.
Yeah, I think I got a handful.
Yeah, everybody's got a lot of Hand of
Vecna. What else? You guys are putting out new ones, though, right?
There are. So there's going to be.
I don't know if we're supposed to talk about that.
I don't know. I can kind of preview it a little bit. There's going to be it's kind of exciting for monsters. It's going to be a legendary deck. So just so you know, the normal monster decks are like, it's like a playing card sized card.
Yep.
Sometimes if it's a really complex monsters with a lot of rules, it'll be a double sized card. So imagine like a playing card, but like double the size. These are going to be big squares. Yeah. These are going to be big squares, and these are going to be level 17 plus legendary monsters.
The Tarrasque.
Something you come across like every game,
Yeah,
but again, once a year.
Oh, this guy again. Yeah, to kill this giant named Elder Dragon.
There you go.
Here, hold my beer.
So what these cards will do is it's going to have all the stats for those guys on the back also. Now, again, I think people will still pick them up just to be completists because these won't be the everyday kind of monsters, but they're kind of neat, the format, so it's a little bit bigger size card. So that one's actually due out probably Q4, if that's generic enough for me, or vague enough for me. But yeah,
as he gets dragged off camera.
Yeah, there we go. They're coming for me. No, it should be Q4 this year. We're very excited about that. And then there's going to be, this is really cool, right around the time the new module comes out, we're going to have 2 new monster decks, one for Volo's Guide.
Excellent.
And one for Mordekainen's Guide. So all the monsters are in there. You'll actually have a quick reference card too. So as a DM, you just get more and more tools to help you run a good campaign.
Well, so Jason, as a professional DM, like, what do you think, man?
I love them. No, I love it all. It's we use all your products on our live stream. So
good.
All the decks and the magic item cards, and even the monster cards will on the DM screen. We'll clip them to the front, and so it's reference for the players of what they look like.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I mean that's kind of helpful because. Sometimes people imagine things differently.
Yep, totally.
And then, of course, the rules kind of, or the adventures kind of turn sideways.
Yep.
So. I used to play with a guy.
Yep.
And he would. So the whole point of random adventures, and you guys tell me if you agree or not. So my whole thought with random monsters is that you might fight something. You want this? I mean, you might fight something, but you might not.
Oh.
It is literally random.
I know where you're going with this.
So I used to play with a guy who had a chart. And he would just pick somebody, hey, roll a d20. And he'd roll a d20. And then he'd have 3 sheets, and the first number was what sheet he was looking at. So then he would take that sheet, and then he'd be like, okay, you roll a d20. And then he would go to the column, and then you roll another d20, and it would be the monster you ran into. So it wasn't so much random. It was like we knew we were going to fight a monster. It was just which monster we were going to fight. And it was like on time. It was like, oh, it's time for the monster. Here it comes.
I thought you were going someplace totally different with that. I don't know how many times I've been like at our stand and somebody will come over, and you could tell the DM of the group and the players, and the DM will go over and he'll buy like the Demigorgon or the Red Dragon, and all the players kind of cringe. They're like, you mean we're going to face that? It's just, I think they literally just buy the model to mess with their players. I mean, they're good models, but still, I really think it's kind of like a
psychological
I didn't mean for you guys
warfare,
to see this Tiamat model. Let me just put this off the table.
It won't come up, I swear, kind of thing. It's just kind of funny. Like it happens all the time, though.
As he like cackles. I'll just hide this over here.
Well, DM's got to have some fun.
Was there a flesh? I got it.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for the flesh wash, I guess, from.
Very good.
Was this Army Painter? Yeah, it's Army Painter. Flesh wash.
Flesh wash.
Flesh wash ink. But it's like a cool, earthy tan sort of deal.
That'll work. Were you trying to put some like kind of mud on the tracks or something like that?
Yeah, I just want to like mix it up a little bit, get some different tones.
Well, with tanks, it's really cool if you go into the wheels, if you actually make them kind of look dirty and dusty, because that's the thing that's actually touching the earth. That's the part that's going to get dirty and dusty. So,
word. I don't know. What about you guys? What is the coolest thing you've seen here? I mean, other than your booths, obviously. I mean, aside from that, if we were to pick something else.
The GTN booth?
GTN booth has been pretty awesome.
It's for those of you who don't know, we couldn't do this without Johnny. Johnny's behind the camera and the mics, and he's the one that
Johnny.
He's the one that like wrangles us onto the set and gets us snacks and gets Rick his juice box and all those good things.
I think he buys dinner every now and then too.
I heard he was taking us out to a super
He's buying
nice
dinner tonight. I heard.
There's only one 6-star steakhouse in the world, and Johnny's taking us.
The really expensive one.
Super expensive.
They're really super.
Wow. Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, it was
Johnny.
super nice of him. Thank you, man. It was great.
Cool.
But yeah, so we love him. We couldn't do this without him. So
no, I have to admit this. Don't make fun of me. This is my first Gamma.
We're not at
Origins.
Camo, so I'm going to make fun of you now, because that's really weird.
Wow, walked into that one. No, this is my first Origins.
Is it really?
Which is run by Gamma.
Same.
I got to go out
there.
This
is my first Origins.
This
is my first Origins.
That's your last year.
Yep. I've just
be gentle, Jason. This is our first one.
Be easy now. No, I just had other projects going on and just didn't have time, so I made time this year, and I'm really glad to be here. It's a really cool show. It's not quite the scale of like a Gen Con, but I think the same kind of vibe, same kind of deals, lots of cool games. It's always great to talk to customers and things like that. So,
cool games, cool people, Origins.
There we go. We just plugged for
be on the marketing
Just earned my 50 cents.
There we go.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, I want to shout out to the Pride Parade. They're outside. There's like 1 million of them. Good for them. Having a good time. They're near Origins too. I think they scheduled it on purpose. They're like, you know what? I want to go to Origins, but I also want to hit the Pride Parade. Like, what if I just kind of walk down the street and also hit Origins?
Although it might make the steakhouse a little crowded later on.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
No, Johnny's a VIP, man. He's got us. We got our own seats. We're good.
Yeah.
We're all set. This thing is getting there. It's getting there. What? Oh, yeah. Johnny just let all the moths out of his wallet. They're gone now. That's going to be a nightmare.
Keep wanting to push forward without letting it dry, and I just
I'm just smudging it. I'm wrecking my camo.
I did. I put Agrax Urchin.
Yeah, I'm pretty much at this point. I'm trying to bring the green up a little bit because it's a little dark right now.
Well, let's all take a minute.
Take a break.
Let's talk.
Are we stepping away?
Yeah. You want to talk about Bards?
No, I don't want to talk about Bards.
Okay, sorry.
I do.
We should have done is we should have got
Jason.
6 tanks.
What's your favorite Bard dual class?
Oh man, I'll tell you, Bard, Berserker, like Barbarian.
Yes. So they're loud and they play music. Anyway, sorry about that. What's that
like a diva Bard. Like I wanted blue Smarties.
Here's the thing. I really don't hate Bards. I really don't.
He does.
As a and I mostly
Hates
do it.
them.
So Rick's not here, so we can talk about this.
Bards are the worst.
Rick is a Bard.
Right. Rick is a Bard. That's why. So like
Rick is a Bard
in real life.
Mostly because have you seen Rick? He's absolutely a Bard. I mean, he specializes in spoken word, which is weird for a Bard, but still.
He plays the hand cymbals too, doesn't he?
No, he has the twang twang twang.
Oh,
what's that? Moth harp. He has to play some moth harp. This is his.
I'm waiting for him to come running across the hall, kind of thing. So
yeah, if you summon him, you say his name 3 times, he shows up. So
okay, well we're up to 2, so we won't say his name.
Yeah, keep it on the down low. So anyway, so we were talking about Bards, and my personal dislike is the fact that you're like, hey guys, let's sneak into this wizard's cavern and like, do whatever. And you're like, cool. So your cleric's like, I bless the party.
Yeah.
And the wizard's like, I turn myself invisible. And your thief's like, vanish. That's my move.
Yeah.
And you draw your knives, you sneak down the hall. And the fighter's like, shh, let's do this. And the bard's like, oh my God, we woke him up. And you're like, I'm sorry.
Hang on. What does the bard do?
Yeah, how does that go? That's
Here,
awesome.
Here, I'm ready. I'm gonna encourage you guys. You're like, dude, you're gonna get us killed. Is what you're gonna do.
You're gonna wake the dragon up.
He's like, no, it's cool. We're gonna make fun of him. Like, vicious mockery is not a spell. Literally, if you're a bard, it annoys whatever's in front of you and it wants to kill you. And then the party has to be like, oh, Steve, not again. You have to push him to the back and fight off the monster. I don't make the rules, man. It's just how it is.
You just don't like bards.
The best bard, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, there's a great game called Brutal Legend, and Jack Black voices the main character, and he is a bard, and he has an axe. Think like Gene Simmons, like heavy metal bass. Well, Gene Simmons isn't heavy metal, but think like a heavy metal bass guitar that's also actually a battle axe. And whenever you whack somebody with it, you hear like the power chord, like wow. It's the best.
Like a whammy bar.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Only a whammy axe.
Whammy
or
axe.
guitar. Whatever you want to do.
oh dear.
If I was going to be a bard, I'd be like a drummer bard. I'd be like, I use my first action to set up my drum set. And then I have to have like, you have to have followers to like set up and do a sound check.
It's like casting.
So hang on. So if you roll a 1, do you like drop your drumsticks?
Yeah. You do like you like drop all your cymbals and it's like. Sounds like somebody like threw a whole kitchen set down the stairs. That's what it sounds like.
Oh my gosh.
And then you fail, and then of course the dragon eats you. That's what happens.
Every adventure, do you have a new drummer like a
Yes. Yeah. You have to.
And if you and natural 11 is actually your crit.
These crits have a bit more. They go to 11.
Yeah, you go to 11. Yeah. But you got to roll to the 11 on a 10-sider, so go figure that one out. Figure that one out. It's not good.
Jason gets stuck in the pod. Don't step on Stonehenge. It's a little out of scale.
I always say this is the most masculine way to dry your minis.
That is pretty masculine.
That's pretty good. What we need like a.
We need a fan.
Yeah, we need a fan.
We need those like
Do we have any
hand fans.
No,
Here.
Not that kind of fan.
Here. Jace, there you go.
If Rick has tons of fans.
I can read you from the quick reference guide.
Could you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at that. We have a fan.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, I'd rather do this. But.
Thanks, buddy. See? Johnny, folks.
See, Johnny.
He's magic.
Johnny
we
does
couldn't do it without him.
That's it. Got any steak, Johnny?
Yeah, let's try that again. Steak? No? Not yet? All right, we'll wait. What do you guys think your favorite color is? Like, or maybe not favorite. What color do you think you use the most?
Heavy Sienna.
Heavy Sienna?
Yeah.
Are you talking
That
like
sounds fancy.
like a color like blue green, or are you talking about like a actual name of a color?
Let's do both. Whatever. We got time. We got time.
Ooh.
Do both. We have to choose. We can do whatever.
This is really working.
That's
This
it?
is
Yeah.
it's taking a little time. You want
It
some?
really is.
Well, Johnny didn't give me a piece of cardboard.
Oh,
so that's okay.
here we go.
That's no love from Johnny. It's okay.
Clearly.
Look, there's only enough cardboard. Here, use this.
Thank you.
This. So let's do color use the most.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. Johnny puts up with a lot. No questions. Nobody's like, who are these three? Like, what's happening? Where's Rick?
Where's Rick?
Where's Hobby
Rick?
Dad?
Where's Dave?
Yeah, Dave's not here, man. Where's Dave, man?
That is working.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
it's working. High tech stuff, folks.
Yeah. High tech cardboard.
That's how we do.
Cardboard. It's funny when it comes to
GTN.
colors. It just depends on what I'm painting, because like I'm not terribly good at reds, and after I paint an army that's primarily red, I get better at it. If I'm painting like a desert army and I'm doing a lot of browns and tans, I get better at it. As the more I actually work with that color.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I guess there's something to be said for that whole don't start with like the centerpiece model first, like work on like the rank and file guys.
It's a treat. It's a prize. You save the heroes.
Well, even that, you get better at it. So whatever the last model you paint is.
Jason's like, I don't have to put up with this nonsense in Canada. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, but
It's very windy down here all of a sudden.
But I'm with you. Yeah, you do like, if I'm doing like, I don't know, regular army, I'll
Now-
paint like 2 units of troops, and then I'll do like, I'm going to do one of the cool hero models.
I know that's what you're supposed to do, but I've never been very good at that. Because I always want to jump to the cool looking like,
Is that why your army's like all gray plastic with a couple of like really cool looking heroes? Is that what that's all
I knew
about?
that was going to come out. All right, thank you.
And that's all we have for you, folks.
And that wraps up this episode.
As Blair storms off.
And that's a wrap on Gale Force 9.
Table flip from Blair. Jake takes off. Oh. This just in. GTM and Gale Force 9 are at war.
Or declare war.
Serious brawl.
Gale Force 9
Geek war?
declares war.
Geek war.
They said Geek War.
Yeah, Geek war.
Declare
There is.
Geek
That would
war.
that'd be good.
That's great. That is working. That is almost dry.
So, I would say I probably use Agrax Earthshade the most.
yeah.
I mean, it's a nice, or something similar like a flash wash or whatever. It's a nice, warm earth tone wash. You can use it on reds, and you can use it on tans and browns, and even metal if you want like kind of a dirty look. But color,
Yeah. I mean, is there like a certain color you just?
I like
always good
red.
at?
I like red. As a Blood Angel player, I paint a lot of it.
You would
So,
have to, yeah.
Yeah, I like painting red.
So yeah, I like reds.
I think the trick to that is figuring out the highlights because it can be way too much, but once you figure out that balance, reds aren't that difficult.
Yeah.
I think reds are a more challenging one for me. I'm really good with blues and greens.
Okay.
Yeah, greens are nice actually.
Purple's always a tough one
Right.
for me. I don't do a ton of purple.
Really?
Yeah, I just not really like, and it's also a weird color because you don't want to use Agrax on it because it's the wrong color, and you don't want to use Null Oil, I think, or something like a black wash because then it's too dark. But there's just not a lot of options. Like I know GW makes their Druki Violet. It's like a purple wash, but it's just the one wash. So
I don't do a lot of purples. One because there's not a lot of purple tanks. But even
there could be.
Even when I'm doing, there could be because you can.
You don't know me.
You can pick them any way you
don't
want.
know me. You don't know my life.
You're not the boss of me.
But even for like D&D models, it's like like a cloak or something like that. I tend to do my highlights really extreme. Like I go from like dark to like really, really kind of a real contrast, a real difference in shade,
Right.
but right on the edges. Like I don't build them up typically when it comes to purples.
You said you don't build them up?
Nope. I kind of keep it dark, and then I just kind of go real kind of good contrast, lighter purple on the edges. So, but I mean, I've had some pretty good results so far.
Is there a black anywhere?
This is close.
Thank you.
That will work.
How about you, Jace? What's your? Do you want to walk the folks through at home what burnt sienna is, or?
Yeah, so it's an extra opaque paint from Vallejo. It's kind of like their base paints, and it's just a really rich, solid dark brown that I use for everything, basing belts, armor, wood. It's just really cool.
Nice.
And they're extra opaque paints, like literally one coat, and you're good to go, which are really nice.
So is that like a basing color then?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's one of their. They have, I want to say, about a dozen extra opaque colors.
What do you usually highlight that with?
If I'm doing like packs, especially on fantasy models, I'll use a tan actually, like a tan or a terracotta.
Just like an edge highlight.
Yeah, kind of an edge highlight.
So let's
Black wash.
Let's say you're going to paint a model and it's going to be like a red model.
Yeah.
Do you usually do your dark color and then shade it, or like with a wash, or do you actually build it up slowly with paint?
Yeah. So I would do, because I'm all about tabletop quality and getting models on the table.
Yep.
I would definitely start with like a mid red.
Yep.
Mid to dark red. Wash it with black or maybe like a purple wash or something like that, based on the kind of look I'm going for, and then I dry brush it up if there's texture on it, and if not, then wet blend
I'm
up
glad
from there.
I'm glad you actually said that about the black or the purple.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people that I've seen get started painting, they think, oh, I should wash it with red.
Yeah. No.
And it's like, then you actually can't really see the actual shading build up. It just kind of makes it look glossy.
Yeah, no, exactly. And,
No, that's
and
a good point.
oftentimes the red washes aren't dark enough to actually, unless you're starting with like a bright scarlet red or something like that, that's a brighter, shade.
And I got to throw in too that whatever primer color you decide to use can make a world of difference.
Huge.
Yeah, because I mean, white primer can be very challenging because it makes things very, very, very bright.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all depends on what the effect you're going for. That's another one of mine. Like, there's so many great color primers now that if I'm going to paint like a model that's going to end up being primarily blue, I'm going to prime it a blue. It just saves you a ton of time, and then you can work on your fine details and layering and.
See, I'm one of them
bringing
old
that
school
color.
guys. We had white primer, we had black primer, and on a special occasion we had gray primer.
Ooh.
That was it, man.
Especially like if you were good.
Like Christmas.
All right.
Christmas. I was going to say like Christmas.
Christmas.
Right on. All right.
Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. It's a big one in your house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kids, guess what tomorrow is?
Don't drive angry. Great movie.
Is it too early for flapjacks when he gets pulled over by the cops on the train tracks?
Very good. So what else?
I don't know. Johnny, you got any questions? Anything you want to know?
Nothing? Like,
No?
wow.
All right. Damn. All right.
It's too busy making you guys look good.
What? That's a lot of work.
That is hard.
That's true.
We do appreciate your efforts.
Yeah, seriously, man. Oh, I know something kind of cool.
What's up?
Totally off topic, but as a GM, you'll appreciate this. So there's a cool booth like in the back, and this guy does like I'm a sucker for like really cool like artisanal handcrafts, and this guy makes these really cool dice bags, and this one is like this weird creepy like. No, you're on Jason. There you go. There we go. Okay, move this out of the way. It's this weird creepy like monster dice bag, and it has like this horrible face on it, and it's all like handcrafted leather. So I was like, oh, it's kind of neat.
I was looking at that the other day, and I swear, like the
That was
eyes
cool.
were like following me. I was like,
Yeah, for sure. He looks creepy. Like,
yeah.
It's very cool.
he's like, you won't reach in here and roll a critical. You won't do it. You're all talk.
He's
The old
watching
Jason would, but
He is watching me. He's
like-
actually kind of cute.
yeah. So he's got a bunch.
Those
of
are
them.
cool. Yeah.
He
Kinda
makes
wanna
some. It's
handle
like one eye. Some
And-
have like teeth and
And
stuff.
you got a couple of them, didn't you?
Yeah, I got some stuff for my. I got some stuff for some friends of mine.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, like I said, handcrafts. I'm always like, all right, I'm in. I'm listening. What do you got? Walk me through with your thing.
What's that? So I'm kind of
Some green.
I put the lighter shade of green on. I'm just kind of waiting for it to get a little bit more dry. So I might pull out the cardboard here soon and see what we can do.
Spraying some mud spray.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's true. I can work on the tracks. So.
That's a great
little-
trick, kids.
Yep.
The flick the brush thing.
Flick the brush.
You want me to demonstrate on you?
Get those
Yeah, could you just
No,
like?
he's doing it. Never
mud
mind.
splatters. Yeah.
Spray some paint
Oh,
by
I just
it.
dropped it. Oh, no. Yeah, you're just getting
They get
mud
messy, kids. Get in
splatters
there. Get
along the
messy.
side.
Camo. It's okay to get messy.
And again, that works really well around the tracks.
Yep.
Yep, because they're in contact with the ground. And
I
the
do
dirt
that a
and
lot
the
for
earth.
like blood splatters sometimes. But what I'll do is I'll take like usually an old toothbrush because you can get more of like a
Yes.
nice row.
Yes.
I mean, don't use your mom's toothbrush or anything. Use like an old one.
No,
But-
don't
Yeah.
do that.
I mean, you can use yours, I guess, if you wanted to.
You could, I guess.
They're all just water-based paint, so it's all good.
Is that why my toothbrush was dirty this morning?
I don't want to talk about it.
I have no comment.
You can't prove that. You were asleep.
I'm at the weathering stage here. Still a little wet, but
A little bit of highlights on there.
yeah.
What
Yeah,
a-
I just did some dry
What do
brushing.
what do Rick and Dave do when they have models that aren't dry? You just fix it in post. You're like, we'll just fast forward through all this. All right, we're live. Johnny, I'm telling you, it'd be so much
when is
easier.
the post in live?
The post? So how I understand it is after we're done, the internet is made out of tubes. So after we're done,
boy.
Johnny takes everything and then he puts it up on the cloud somehow. I don't know how that works, but
Actually, pneumatic too.
yeah, it's pneumatic tubes. It's like the old bank teller.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Johnny takes care of all that.
Gotcha.
And then I guess he pays the internet fairy to put it somewhere. I don't know.
The internet fairy.
Yeah, I don't. We're sitting here painting models. Like I don't understand how the internet works. What are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's true. We're stuck in this realm.
I guess if anybody wants to watch the show, they can find us online or something. You just like ask the Google to find us. Right? Isn't that how it works?
Ask the Google.
Yeah. Would Alexa actually like? Would Alexa be like, hey, if you were like, find happy little minis? No. Yeah, Alexa's like, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. Oh. All right. Come on, Tank, dry.
I might borrow your cardboard.
Please do.
Yep. Because I want to do some highlights
Wait,
here. So
you still don't have one? I gave you one. Oh, it's right there.
it's down there somewhere.
Your cardboard wasn't
It's
good
getting
enough.
there. It's getting there. Washes, kids. Am I right?
Yeah. I have to admit, of all the episodes I've watched, I've never seen anybody send their fan
Yeah.
card.
I don't remember this.
I
I
don't.
must
remember.
have. Maybe I fast forward through that one. Or I'm telling you, Johnny fixed it in post. He was just like,
He's doing. Yeah, that's right.
A lot of it has to do with like the temperature. Like we have the temperature like a lot cooler.
It's a little warmer in here.
okay.
Yeah. Could it have something to do with the 20,000 gamers walking around?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe give the folks one of the crowd shots. Ah.
No crowd shots.
Well, there's a lot of people.
There's a few.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I think they said what? This is the third. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There are people here.
Say hi, everyone. Say
You're
hi
on
to
the
the
interwebs.
internet.
Somewhere. You're somewhere on the interwebs. Yeah, so somebody told me that this is the... Yeah, we're all drying our models. Oh, thanks. That's nice. So I think someone told me, I don't know if this is accurate, but someone told me that this is the third largest gaming show.
No, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because I think it goes Gen Con's number 1, and then PAX Unplugged I think is number 2, and Origins is number 3. Either that or those two are like super close.
Yeah, I would say so.
But
I might be done.
what's the biggest show in Canada?
Gaming's not a huge thing in Canada, unfortunately, show-wise.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Breakout Con's probably the biggest in Toronto, I think. But yeah, we're working on it.
Cool.
We are working on it.
What do you think?
Dude, that's nice camouflage.
Looks great, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get there.
Now
I mean-
paint like 13 more of those.
Oh, yeah,
and we'll
good.
play a game.
Cool. All right, let's
There
do
you
it
go.
up. Do you have any more?
Of course.
Hang on, I got to paint the guys on the couple of commanders.
Yeah, I didn't put the commanders in there because I wanted to make it easier.
Yeah,
on you,
thank
but-
God.
but yeah,
If
they
they're a
do
little- if they're a
actually.
little
Where's the
tiny-
box?
They actually do.
I
have it here.
right there.
See if there's any like.
Yeah, I want a little. What was it?
See-
Is it 7 mil?
15.
15 mil.
Yeah, 15 mil.
Yeah,
so
some
actually,
little
do
tiny dudes.
little tank commanders you can actually put in there just to customize, make your tanks look a little different.
Yeah, that's cool. For,
Yep.
for those of you who can't see him at home, it looks like there's like there's the guy with the old school like headset with the mic, and there's like a guy with binoculars, and
The guy barely peeking out. There you go.
hang on, move this out
Nice.
of the way. Yeah, so
Yeah,
there's
so
like
you actually get
little
them
guy
for both.
pointing, and
the
there's a guy with
Germans
some
and the Americans.
binoculars. Yeah, Germans and Americans. So you can do both.
No, we could have done both painting and assembly. We could have assembled the Tiger tank too while we were sitting there.
Oh yeah.
Excuse the reach.
I do like the Tiger. That thing's a monster,
Yes,
dude. It's like
it's big.
significantly bigger.
It's a big.
She's
big
a
tank.
beast. She is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you at home, this is the Tiger.
Tiger.
This is the Tiger which we didn't build. Pretty big, good size. Here's the treads. So it's a big, weighty monster of a tank.
Yep.
You know how you catch a tiger, right?
How's that?
By the tail. That's where you shoot it. That's
It's clever.
Yeah.
It's like it was almost in a movie or something.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a good buddy of mine is a former tanker. I'll say hi. I'll say hi.
Do a
To,
s-
I'll
do
say
a
hi to
shout out?
Brian and Adam. I'll say hi to Brian and Adam back at the shop. But so Brian is a
Brian Adams,
No, Brian Adams is great. Also from Canada.
Canada.
also Canadian.
Canada.
Also good. Different. So Adam and Brian, I'll put it that way. So Brian is a U.S. Army vet, and he's a tank commander from when he was over in the Middle East. And
Is he watching?
Probably not. I mean, maybe later. Hopefully. But so we were talking about the movie Fury, which this is definitely not based on. But so the scene
No.
where the 4 tanks are driving, and there's a tiger that's hidden in
In the
concealment,
field.
and it takes out the second tank. And I remember saying, why would they shoot the second tank and not the first tank, so they all have to kind of stop or redeploy or whatever?
Yeah, that does make sense.
And it's because early in the war, they would do that, and that was usually the lead, like the tank platoon, the platoon commander or whatever.
Yep.
So they got wise and they started juggling them. So the second one was usually the commander. So Brian goes, in that scene, it is clear that the German Tiger is a veteran tank crew who knows about that trick and takes out the second tank. And then he's like, and then they all pop smoke and they reverse and back away. Brian says, which is the right thing to do. And I was like, what should have happened then? He's like, then they should have waited and called in air support because it's late war, and they would have had the ability to do that. He's like, because what would have happened next is that Tiger would have killed 3 more Shermans. So he's like, that whole sequence is absolutely not accurate, but pretty cool. And it was nice to hear that from somebody who knows what they're talking about. So
That's kind of cool.
yeah,
But it's interesting you mentioned that point about late war. I think it's probably our best-selling time period because
Okay.
Flames of War, we typically focus on one of the time periods. So early war, mid-war, late war. And late war is great because it was the last part of the war, so therefore the best technology was actually in play. So, you get vehicles and abilities that other tanks like in early war really didn't have.
right.
So, the ability, just the firepower and the technology wasn't there. So, they were kind of excited to have it out now.
And you guys just put out what we talked about the other day. There's the Pershings are out, and
Actually, the Persians are coming with the American book later on. So we did actually release a second set, which I didn't bring with me. It's a little too heavy to carry. It's called Hit the Beach, And this one's cool because actually it's a lot of models that come in that one. And I want to say it is 9 American tanks, 7 German, but you also get infantry,
Okay.
which is really neat. It is a lot of value in that box, let's just say that. And that one actually retails for $50. So with Fury, it's cool because you get like 5 tanks. You and I can start rolling dice pretty quickly, and we can learn the game. Where Hit the Beach is more about, we've been thinking about getting in this, and we want to dive in the deep end. And we can get really 2 good-sized forces right out of the box. So we've been selling that one this weekend, too. It's been doing very well.
You said that one's $50?
$50, yeah, Hit the Beach.
And that just came out, right?
Just came out 2 weeks ago.
What do you remember what kind of tanks is in that? Is it kind of the same idea, just doubled up, or?
Oh gosh, I knew you were gonna ask me that, and I was gonna like
Come on,
struggle with this
You're
one.
a pro. Let's do this.
Yeah, I know it's got Shermans in it. I think with the Germans, it's a different mix. I know it's got some Stugs. I don't think it's got a Tiger in that one. I think it's actually got some Panzers. So
Are they like late war, like what they Panthers, or is they just like 3s or 4s or something? Or?
I believe there's.
I might be
3s.
getting a little too nerdy here,
Yeah,
but
you might be. You went off the deep end there. It's
sorry,
all right, though.
sorry, buddy.
That's all right. So anyway, that's another set that's available.
Nice.
Yep.
Jace, what's Realmsmith coming out? What sort of funky smelling candles you got in the boxes coming out?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we have a monthly subscription adventure box that we do. We're just finishing up our first 6-month story arc. And we have it in our booth, actually, but we just actually, the most exciting thing for us is the actual box. So the typical mailer that you get in the mail, now you can punch it out and it becomes a DM screen with like an initiative tracker up top and a dice tower in the middle, and you actually pop it all the pieces and build it
I saw that's
out of
super
the actual
cool,
mailer.
by the way.
Yeah,
That's
it's
really
fun. So we're about to release the newest one, but it's not a mystery box. It's not a crate. When you subscribe, you get the first part of that adventure, and then you get each additional encounter, and in there you get all the paints you need. You get a Sirenscape card, you get all the minis, you get papercraft terrain that builds into a larger town for the. So yeah, very, very exciting.
So Rick had told me that if you sign up, you can basically just kind of jump in, or you can ask to start from the beginning, and then it comes like in order, like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Is that accurate, or am I wrong?
Rick is wrong.
That's wrong. I was misinformed.
Yeah, well, so it used to be that way, where the month that you jump in is the month that you get. But we had to change that because people were like, but we want it from the beginning, obviously.
Which makes sense.
So we were trying to make them kind of like standalone, but then you know what? Let's just build a campaign and then have them kind of jump in at the beginning. When we release our new adventure, you'll be able to either start at that adventure, which starts at level 6, or the first adventure, which starts at level 1. Or you can buy the first one in its entirety and then go month to month on the second one. So,
and which one are you on now? How many have you done?
we're on part 5, part 6 of the first 6-part story arc is this month.
Cool.
So we're just finishing up our first 6-month arc, and then next month we'll start our second adventure.
It's pretty awesome, man.
So
Very
it's
good.
very exciting and a lot of fun. And yeah, the scented candles. We have a candle that smells like a given encounter, and so we have like sewer candle. We have like
Mom's basement,
like a fireplace candle, mom's basement, a market candle. So yeah, it's everything in the box is curated for that experience to kind of immerse you a little further into the adventure. So.
My favorite one that you have, and this is, I'm not being facetious, my favorite one that you have is the hearth, blazing hearth.
Blazing hearth, yeah, it's the first one.
It literally smells like a campfire. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fun.
And you have them here with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, we do. Come check it out.
I'm going to check that out. That sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Watch. Later on, Blair's going to get thrown out of the hotel.
Yeah.
I went to the second largest game show in North America. What'd you bring home? Candle.
A candle.
Got your cool candle, honey.
Don't judge me, guys. It's a good candle.
It smells like a campfire. Jace, when you guys stream for... When do you guys stream, if you want to do it real quick, when do you stream for Realmsmith?
Yeah, so Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we do our live D&D gameplay featuring Gale Force 9 spell cards and magic item cards. And then Sunday nights, that's at 7:30. Sunday nights, 5 to 7 Eastern, we do our Nolzur's Marvelous Tutorials with Realmsmith.
Nice.
Very good.
Those are our streaming
And Blair's
times.
always online doing something crazy. Like, you can find him or maybe don't search that. I don't know. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, don't get me in trouble.
I want to give a huge shout out to Jason Acevedo, legendary painter from north of the wall.
gosh.
He's a wildling, but it's cool. So check him out on Realmsmith, and you can see him working for Vallejo, holding it down.
Put a
the
star.
fabulous Blair Mackey.
Yep. Thank you.
Legendary manager over at Gale Force 9 / Battlefront.
Legendary manager.
Legendary.
Yes.
Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. And I've been your host, Jake Krajewski from Alpha Omega Hobby in Boston. Feel free to check us out online, and have a good one, everyone.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.